Hello. Today I thought I would show you how I make my list books or pads, whatever you want to call them. I make lists. My whole life is full of lists, and this is my list book. I've always got a list on the go, always. And I love that feeling when you can put a line through something on your list. This list is taking me a long time to get through at the moment, but anyway, because I like list books, and I know that sounds quite sad when I say it out loud, but anyway, that is me. And because of that, I thought I would make some for friends and family for presents for Christmas. And I'm going to show you how I make them. Now I'm going to be using my cinch to make the book that I show you on camera, but you don't need a cinch. I've made list books, many list books before I had my cinch, and I did use my crocodile, which I love, which I've probably said that quite a few times on camera, but anything that will punch holes will be fine. And book rings are what I used to use and still do use sometimes actually, and you can get those from eBay or your local Staples, local stationers, anyone like that. So I hope you find this video useful. Feel free to ask any questions, and I hope it inspires you to have a go at making something for yourself. It's not difficult. If I can do it, you can do it, seriously. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. Okay, to begin with, I've cut down my paper. I'm not going to give you the sizes as per usual because you can make yours whatever. I'm sorry my hands are a bit dirty. I've been doing something with distress ink and I can't get it off. So anyway, yeah, I won't give you the sizes because you can make your pads to whatever size you want to make. But I've cut my what are going to be the covers to fit the paper, and the covers are just a little tiny bit bigger all the way around. They're not much bigger width-wise, but they're a little bit bigger length-wise than the actual paper. So I've done that, and I've also cut out some pattern papers that are slightly wider than the covers. I'm going to chop them off there, and I'm going to cover these over first of all, so I'll do that. I'll speed through it so you can see what I'm doing, and then we'll see where we are. While I was gluing the papers onto the my card. I've done the front and the back now, but while I was doing it, I don't know if the camera can pick this up, but there's a slight crease across here where when I went to push the paper back, and everything was quite wet, it's pushed that, which quite often happens actually. But I'd intended on putting some ribbon across the bottom anyway, but I would definitely want to do it now because it's going to cover that little mistake. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop some ribbon across. I'm going to probably do a two-tone, I think, just to set it off, and I'll make a little bow to go on the front. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, now we've come to the stage where we're going to punch the holes in the papers. I don't tend to do things the way that the machine tells you to do things, because generally I make things up as I go along, and so if you were to follow the example on here, it gives you the sizes, which would be sort of exact 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches. This is how the size of your the width of your paper is. Well, mine isn't an exact measurement. Mine is 9. I don't know how many inches it is actually. Let's have a look. It's not quite 4 inches. It's just over 3.5 inches, which doesn't fit with any of this. So I couldn't pull out the right peg, and I want my 4 holes to be dead centre. So what I tend to do is measure the width of my papers, find the middle point, which I've already marked on the first sheet, and you've got on your We Are Memory Keepers machine, I don't know if you can see it, there's a little point there that says centre. So either side of that centre I've pushed in the pegs, so I've got 2 either side of the peg of the centre, so that's 4 in total, and I've pulled out all of the others, so I've only got the 4 pegs in. I'm going to line my centre mark up on my piece of paper with the centre mark that is on the, oh, I really don't know if you can see it. Let's bring it in a bit closer and see if you can. You see that? Where it says centre. Just, ooh, there. There. Come back out again. So, like I say, I've marked the centre on my actual piece of paper as well. So I'm just going to line those 2 up. That gives me my 4 holes punched in the centre. So I'm going to use this one as a template rather than keep marking them all. You can do quite a few at a time. I'm just going to keep popping that one back in. I'm going to do that all the way through with all my papers. Equally at this stage, if you wanted to just use a hole punch, you would just measure your, your 4 equal spots and then just punch your holes at this point. Right, I've got all my components of the book made now, so I've got my front, my inner pages and my back all done. I just need to put it all together. So I've got 4 holes. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 wires. So I'm just going to clip those. With my wire snippers, and then you'll just rest your wires on like so. Pages go on first, so I'm just going to hook my pages on like so. Then the front page goes next, and then finally the last page. Okay, and then you want to take those, and what I'm going to do, you won't be able to see what I'm doing because my camera's above, but I'm going to be popping them into this little slot here. Ooh, like so, and then squashing them down. So there is a bit of a knack to this with the cinch, I'm not going to lie. The first few times of doing wires on here, they did not come out nice and circular, but I feel like I'm getting a bit better at it as time goes on. The more I do it, the better I get at it. Just trying to get, it's just about getting your position right. I tend to just watch as they're going down, just to make sure that they're going nice and evenly. Oh, that looks okay. Put that out of the way. And there it is, all bound nicely. But like I said, if you don't have a cinch, just getting my book rings. If you don't have a cinch, just get yourself a few book rings. They come in all different sizes. That's probably the right size for this one. I think that's about a 1.5 inch, I'm not sure. And they just prise apart, you would just pop them in through and clip them. And the beauty of book rings is when your pages have run out, you can add more pages in, so it's a never-ending book. So I actually really like the book rings to use for making little pads like this. And then my last stage now of this one is going to be to glue my ribbon on, and I'll just use some fabric glue for that, because that holds nice and tight. And that'll be the book finished. Drop on there. I'll put a little drop on there as well. Ooh. That'll do. And I'll just let that dry now. And that's ready. Another Christmas present done. Thank you so much for watching.